In today's Take a Day, I want to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers and why they should be concerned about one of their primary players. Now, before we get into that, though, please like, subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. We put out content every day, so you won't miss any content here. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, when we look at the Clippers, the way they are right now, looking at the team, everybody's ready to go for the regular season, of course, besides Kawhi Leonard. And that was definitely the notion going into this season. And the notion also was for everybody else to be healthy and keep the team going keep the team afloat until Kawhi Leonard comes back. Now, looking at one of their primary players in Serge Ibaka, I've been said before, I think the Clippers are a much better team if they have a healthy Serge Ibaka because of his versatility and playing both ends of the floor. And his IQ for the game is almost, second to pretty much none on the Clippers as of right now, maybe besides, Kawhi Leonard if he's there. But his health has always been an issue for me. And, maybe not always, but at least the last couple years it has been. And when you look at him with the Clippers, he really hasn't had a substantial season with the Clippers as of yet, where he solidified himself as, not only the number one big man on the team, but somebody they can count on to be there and, be productive as well and stay healthy as he can. So with that being said, now you have to look at the aspect of, okay, how healthy is he? Now, I've been looking around and checking a few things. I know I looked on sportsillustrated.com and it gave the speech that he gave or, the interview that he gave in regards to saying he's not, there yet, but he's nearing a return sooner than later, basically, in so many words. So my personal thing is, my preference, my position, on the situation in regards to Serge Ibaka is, he's been out for like a whole year. And, I thought maybe he'd be back by opening night. But of course, he's not going to be back by opening night for the Clippers. So you have to take that into account. You have to ask yourself, how healthy is he? Or where is he at, in regards to his health? You hope that Serge Ibaka can come back and play at a high level the way he did on Toronto. But, from my standpoint, my viewpoint of the situation is, hopefully it doesn't take him another 2-3 months or something like that to come back. I'm hoping maybe it's just like a couple of weeks. And that's something that you should want to, hope for Serge Ibaka because, like I said, they're definitely a better team with a player with his IQ and the way he plays the game and his versatility. They definitely would be a much better team. And then you add Kawhi Leonard coming back to that. Well, to me, they almost be a damn near unbeatable team. So, like I said, I feel like the Clippers should be concerned, though, because, Serge has been out for a while and he's had time to recover, or at least we think he has. And he's played limited games and minutes and things like that over his, year or so with the Clippers. And, it's like he still needs time. And it just makes you wonder sometimes how severe injury is, or is it something that the organization is not leaking out or not telling you about the situation in regards to a player's injury. And I don't know. Serge is just it's a real mystery to me with Serge Ibaka because everybody know how good a player he can be or how good a player he is when he's healthy. But of course, your best ability is availability. And if he's not out there, he's not helping. That means they have to roll with Zubac as the number one option in the center position. And Zubac is not bad. I like Zubac. I like his upside. But of course, he's not Serge Ibaka and he's, he hasn't got to that level yet. So if you have an opportunity to have a player like Serge, you definitely want to, have him in your starting lineup and let Zubac back him up. But looking at Serge's situation here, hopefully the back injuries and the other little knick-knack injuries he had, hopefully it all comes to a cease soon, because if it doesn't, then the Clippers might find themselves in a harder position than what they probably thought they would be. You got to hope that Serge comes back in like a week or two after the season starts, because they need to build that chemistry with Serge. I mean, if they're really going to make a run for not only going to a finals, but trying to win it, you're going to need all the talent and firepower you can have. And Serge Ibaka is definitely a weapon, and everybody knows that who's been watching basketball for the last several years. He's definitely a moderate weapon that can help you win, just because he's already proved it up there in Toronto when him and Kawhi was there, prior to being here on the Clippers. So, You definitely want to see Serge come back and be as healthy as possible. But, when is the question? And, like I said, it's all about building chemistry and camaraderie. And they don't have that with Serge Ibaka, really. Or at least I don't feel like the Clippers have it enough with Serge Ibaka. So they got to hope that he comes back sooner than later, because they still got to make up for not having Kawhi Leonard. So now you have to make up for Kawhi Leonard. And for a little while, however long it may be, you might have to make up for Serge Ibaka or, his talents. But I guess in the flip side of that, in some ways, you don't have to make up for Serge, because he hasn't really been a part of the team, a factor that often with the team and everything like that, just because of his injuries. But to me, having a player like that can definitely make them more of a formidable team than what most would look at them now. And I don't know. I just want to see the whole team be healthy. I want to see everybody be healthy this year. That's mainly my thing. I want to see everybody be healthy, because we want to see who really is the best team when everybody's healthy, not try to make a judgment off of how good a team is when half their players are not there or their main players is not there. So as far as Clipper Nation, I would say, Serge Ibaka's on the way. Just don't know when. Just hope it's sooner than later, because you don't want the Clippers to start the season and they're 1-4 or something like that starting the season, which they can crawl their way back, of course, because they got a good enough team. But, you want to be on top as much as you can. You want to win as many games as you can, because you're already shorthanded of your best player. And technically, you don't want to be shorthanded of any other players, because you need all the talent and scoring you can get to keep up with these other teams and the talent that they have. But I mean, hey, hopefully this is not a concern for the Clippers. Hopefully, Serge, serve well, and he'll come back in a couple weeks or whenever he's ready, or, maybe the next game or a couple games after that. Who knows when he'll come back, but hopefully he'll come back and be healthy and ready to go. And hopefully this is not a concern for the Clippers going forward. Hopefully they can get the max out of him, which I think he has maybe like 1 or 2 good years left in him. So hopefully they'll be able to get that and maximize and utilize his talent to help them win a championship, along with the rest of the crew. But hey, that's my take on the situation. Let me know what you think in the comment section, as always. And we'll talk about it. And hey, Khaliis out.